Sonia sent a question that I think is very, very interesting and worth addressing for sure. She said, I spoke to a minister today. She said she had ministered for hours, and then she expressed that her face was red because of being attacked by Satan. So Sonia's question is, and I'm assuming that she had a scratch on her face, because the next thing she asks is, so can Satan scratch our body? It's a good question. You know, Hollywood and Catholicism and counterfeit Christianity have depicted so many weird things about demon possession and things like that. Well, we know that if God permits Satan, okay, let me say that again. If God permits Satan, Satan just does not just go around attacking God's people. God does not allow that. If he permits Satan to do something, God is doing something, just like he did with Job. And Satan was allowed to do many things to Job. He was allowed to make his body ill. He was allowed to cause sores on Job's body. There is no documented story in Scripture where Satan scratched or clawed someone's back like what you see, or face like what you see in Hollywood. So if it's not documented in the Word, I mean, I'm not going to... I have trouble believing that. I heard from someone who used to be in quote unquote ministry who claimed to me for many years that he had witnessed someone being exorcised, and that person that chairs were being thrown. And I asked him many times, so when those chairs were being thrown, as you say, what exactly did that look like? Did a human being throw the chair? Well, he had implied that it flew through the air, you know, with nothing there. And I'm guessing that he was implying that to make himself believe that an exorcism had taken place or that he was part of something wonderful. But there's no documentation of that in Scripture. That is a Hollywood fabrication. And I asked the question many times over the last 4 years and never got a straight answer. Want to guess why? Because it wasn't true. Because people start convincing themselves of things in their own delusions. Satan can make you sick if God lets Satan make you sick. But there's no documented story, no documentation of Satan just clawing the face of someone. That's a Hollywood fabrication that counterfeit Christianity has taken on. No documented story of someone elevating in the air. What do we see in Scripture? We see that people convulsed. They were thrown into the fire, thrown into water. We see that they were cutting themselves. We see that he is able to attack the body, cause illness. What did I tell you at the very beginning? He is able to do things at the permission of God. It is all under the sovereignty of God. I would be concerned about why. That would be my question. So since God is sovereign, why do you think he's allowing Satan to scratch your face, minister? And also, where is that in the Bible? Can you show me? Because that sounds like baloney to me. Why is God allowing that? What sin is he dealing with you on? What is he building in you? That would be my question. Counterfeit Christianity likes to go around and say, I'm getting hit. I'm getting hit. Satan is attacking me. And you know what they're doing? They have the appearance of godliness, but they're denying the power of God. Because if Satan is doing that, God has a plan. And so you do better not to keep putting your focus on Satan, but to put your focus on God. Do maybe what he said in his word. Return to me and I will heal you. Turn from your wicked ways and I will restore you. So those are my questions. Where's it at in the Bible? Is there a precedent for what she's claiming? What's God doing in his sovereignty, or does she deny his sovereignty? You get the picture? I mean, anytime we want to understand if what someone is saying is accurate, we go back to the word, because God always provides two witnesses by his Spirit and his word. It should also always stand on both. The ministry of God personally, and then you ask him, now, Lord, where is this in your word? Because you have two witnesses all the time in order to establish whether a matter is true or not. I call baloney. And you know, sometimes ministers and pastors and whatever they call themselves, they like to act like, oh, they're just being persecuted all the time because they're so important. And I'm not saying that God's people are not persecuted. What I am saying is God doesn't just let Satan hammer away at them. He's always building something. So anytime someone is placing the focus on Satan, I discern that they have no understanding. And it's even more concerning that this person is calling themselves a minister, but they have no understanding and no acknowledgement of the sovereignty of God. Discern that with God. Thank you for listening.